Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's a bit loud. I'll turn that down. Welcome to the Holmwood auction rooms. Nice to have you all here today. My name is Bridget Andrews and I'm one of the 3 auctioneers here this morning. Let me introduce you to our other auctioneers. We've got Daniel Pengali there and we've got Kyle Siebert, he's floating around. Some other key people we've got here in the room today. We've got Jason Wills here now. He's going to be spotting and recording your bids today. We've got Hayden Broadbelt there. He's our auction floor manager. We've got Kyle Sutherland there. He's our CEO, and Tony Jenkins, our managing director there. Now, we're all here to help you, so if you need any help or assistance, please don't hesitate to get one of us alongside you. Now, on behalf of the company, a very warm welcome to the owners that we represent here today. We're delighted that you chose Holmwood and we wish you the very best outcome today. To the buyers and the bidders in the room, good luck today, bid strong. Your consultants would have given you everything you need for today, including the limb, the title and the contract. Now, on the front page of the contract is the conduct of auction, the rules of the auction. Now, I'm going to work on the assumption that this is a new experience for some of you. So follow me while I talk you through how we're going to work with you in the auction rooms here this morning. Now, in all cases, the owners have provided us with a confidential written reserve that will not be disclosed. Now, should that reserve be reached or breached, the highest bidder will be the purchaser. If bidding doesn't reach the reserve, don't panic, it's not the end of the auction. Our practice is to pause the auction and we'll take the highest bidder into one of these side rooms here. Now, if we don't meet a satisfactory conclusion, we'll pass the property in where it will get taken to the wider market where conditional buyers can make an offer. So your best opportunity is here in the auction rooms this morning. Now, the auctioneers can nominate the sums by which your bids need to be raised. If the bid is not in the best interest of the seller, we can refuse such bids. If there is a disputed bid, we'll simply go back to the last undisputed bid and resume. Now, clause 2.6, listen carefully, this is important. The owner may withdraw the property from auction before it is sold without declaring that reserve price. Now, that does include that situation where we've paused the auction and we're in negotiations with the highest bidder in one of these side rooms here. Sometimes in those negotiations, the seller will say to the auctioneer, could you please go out to the auction floor and announce that we've withdrawn it from auction and we've sold it to the highest bidder outside the room. So if you're sitting here waiting with extra interest, wanting to bid again, you will be disappointed and we don't want you to be disappointed, so please make sure we're working with your highest bid at all times. Now, clause 2.5, this talks about the vendor bid. You may hear the auctioneers use the term vendor bid. Now, this is in the absence of your bidding, and we do not place vendor bids anywhere near that reserve price, so that'll give you confidence in bidding against the vendor bid. And if any of our Harcourts colleagues are bidding on behalf of someone, we will identify them to you. And finally, when you hear that wonderful sound and the hammer falls and you're that lucky last bidder, we'll get you to sign the auction contract, arrange to pay the 10% deposit of the final purchase price, and acknowledge that you've received a copy of the REA guide. Well, that is the formal part of today's proceedings. Good luck with your bidding and selling today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move straight on to our first auction. Marble number 1 is 10 Thacker's Quay in Woolston. Jamin Marshall from our Mayoral office has been in charge of bringing this property to the market and has done an outstanding job. Always lovely working with you, Jamin. Very warm welcome to our owner. It was lovely meeting you yesterday. The contract I take you, the property is more formally described as a freehold parcel, 377 square metres, more or less. Now, settlement date is set down for the 30th of May 2025, unless you're working to a pre-arranged date, and the chattels remain the same as per the contract. Bidders and buyers, I make note that this property is being sold on an as-is, where-is basis. I trust that you have read, understood and accepted the further terms of sale and that purchaser acknowledged form that you have been provided. Well, this is a fantastic opportunity here, ladies and gentlemen. There's lots of options, nice and private, being down the end of that road. It's perfect for those that want to work from home. That lower level has substantial storage space and that separate bathroom. store all your toys in there, set up your business in front of here. It all opens out to that yard, so there's lots of room for extra cars and toys. Upstairs, you've got that spacious open plan kitchen, dining, living area. It's got that balcony there with that private outlook. You've got 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. And then on that 3rd level, there's another bedroom or a storage space. As I was walking around, I just thought this property just keeps on giving and giving. Look, it needs a little bit of TLC, and it's as is, but it, with a little bit of love, you could get it back to its beauty, and I'm sure you really will reap the benefits here. Right in the heart of Woolston, you're close to the tannery, short drive to the city centre. It's a unique opportunity here, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you luck with your bidding today and look for an opening bid.
300,000.
Oh, there we are. Tony Jenkins, he's away on the phone with a bidder there at 300,000. Who wants to go next? Is there 325 perhaps? At 300,000 with Tony on the phone. First call. 325 now over there at 350 back with you, Tony. Can I say 375? 375, 400 now. At 400, travelling these 25s, nice and easy. 425, 425, 450 now. At 450, 475, can I say? At 450 with Tony on the phone. Feel free to join in. Anyone else?
460.
460, he bids on top of himself. Good strategy. 470, can I say? At 460 now with Tony on the phone. Just a 5? All right, I'll take a 5. 465 then. At 465. Do the same for you, Tony, at 470. 470 now, back with you. Another 5. Another 5. 475 with Tony's buyer on the phone. 480. 480 now. 485. 490 is it, Tony? We're at 485. 90 now. 95. 95 now. It's against you. At 495. Work from home. 500,000 now. At 5505, can I say? 505. It's against you. Just 2 in the race at this stage. Do we have a late bidder? We often do. 510 with you now, Tony. 510, 515. 515 now against you. Great bidding, sir. At 515, 520 with you on the phone, Tony.
Yes.
520. At 520. At 520. 525. 525. At 525, the bid's against you, Tony. Work from home, plenty of room for all the toys. 30. 530 now. Get some instructions, Damon. 530. 535, can I say? Yep, 535. At 535,000, the bid's against you, Tony, down the middle here. 40 now. We're on the market. So change of instructions. We are on the market and selling. So I will sell away to the highest bidder if there are no further bids. At 540, the bids here. Was that a 2? 542 down the back. 542. 45, can I say, Tony? We're on the market. We're selling at 542. 544. 546. Travelling in these 2s. 546. 547, just the one. He's slowing down. 549, put another 2 on top. 549 now. At 549 I have. 50 now. 51. 55, great bid. Strong bid. Good, 555. He puts 5 on top. Good, strong bid. Good play for the keys. At 555, I'll call it away 3 times. First call. Anyone else like to bid? 560, great bid. 560, 565. Yep, 565 now. At 565, 10 Thacker's key. First call at 565.
570.
570, great bid, Tony. Ooh, at 500, is he 572 even? Come on, you've come so far. Don't be put off by him, he's a professional. He likes to show off in the auction rooms. At 570 I have now. Another 1 perhaps. Just get you in front. That may have been their absolute top. 570. Shall we just see what happens? At 572 now, Tony. The bid's against you at 572. 572. 73. 573. Another 1. I'll take 500 if that makes it easy. Another 2. 575. 575. Good fighting here for the keys. At 575. Tony, what's your response? The bid's against you. At 575, first call.
80.
580 puts a 5 on top. At 580, absolutely sure. You said no before. It shows strength here in the auction rooms if you change your mind. At 580,000, first call, it's over with you, Tony. Any late bids? We're on the market, we're selling at 580. Third call at 580, absolutely sure. Permission to sell, good bidding, absolutely sure, 100%. At 580, Tony, it's looking good. The property is going, sold at 580. Congratulations, commiserations. Thank you to our vendor. We'll be back with you shortly.
Up to Marie, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Pingelli. I'm taking you to our next property in the catalogue. That is 15C Whiteley Avenue in Addington, brought to the market by Zanny Paulson and Paul Nichols. A wonderful campaign. Now, the property itself, formally described as an estate in freehold, comprised of 275 square metres, more or less, all contained and described on that record of title that Zanny has provided to you over the last 3 weeks. Now, settlement that's proposed for Friday, the 30th of May 2025, or any other date mutually agreed in writing already with our owners. Now, I take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 through to 25 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis here today. I do see that list of chattels is impressive and unchanged. Now, the property itself, very exciting when you get a house at the rear of the development here, beautifully positioned. Zanny and I were discussing it, that the driveway is so wide that even a person who got their licence on the back of a cereal box would be able to get their way out of the complex here. There's so much space. Being the rear one, you've got that double garaging, and out the front, it allows you with heaps of parking options, whether that's for a trailer, a caravan, or those extra visitors that you'll be having. Inside, it does not disappoint. It's been renovated. That beautiful, sleek kitchen. You'll be gathering around that island to entertain all of your friends. The bathrooms are northwest facing. Honey restaurant lining up there at 6 o'clock. You know what I do? I'll get things underway. I've stunned you with my eloquence. All quiet. All thinking about that beautiful Afghani restaurant. If you haven't been there, you have to go. If you don't complete all of your meal, they'll send it home with you on plates, and they just ask that you return them. That's how generous they are in Addington. At 580 once, twice. Third call. Happy to move then on a vendor bid to 600,000. shouldn't be hesitating at this level. 3 bedrooms on offer here. 620 is my suggestion. First time at 600 second. Third call, 620 with me then on a vendor bid. Is there anybody that wants to get their hand up and have a conversation? 640 is the way you do it. Once, twice, thrice then. One last vendor bid with me then at 640. Zanny, I'm surprised. A lot of townhouse on offer here in a wonderful location. If I don't see any bidding, then now I'm going to hand it back in. I pass it back into you, Zanny. We're open to working with the conditional market now, and we're going to announce a deadline for Thursday, the 15th at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. We're going to have open homes this weekend. My suggestion, if you've got interest above that 640 that you get through, have a look. And I think you may be quite surprised by what you can get in Addington here. Good luck to you, Zanny, for the next stage of the campaign. Good luck to our owner. I think we'll be seeing a sold sign in about 1 to 2 weeks, is my guess, because it is worth snapping up. And we'll be back with you shortly on Bowenvale Avenue in Cashmere. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with an excellent catalogue of real estate. If you are just joining us, welcome to the Harcourt's Holmwood Auction Room. My name's Kyle Siebert. A pleasure to complete the good work of Ollie Van Ecklen in respect of number 51A Bowenvale Avenue in Cashmere. The contract describes a freehold title, 1,174 square metres of freehold land. Your settlement date, the 18th of June 2025, that being a Wednesday. You may well be working to a pre-agreed date. That's absolutely fine. Now, we know why families flock to Bowenvale, Ollie. It's for the microclimate, it's for the sense of community, certainly for the excellent school zoning. That has to underpin your value. It has to help you when it comes time to sell, though I don't know why you would sell, because this is just such a fabulous, warm and inviting home. It's the end of an era for our sellers. What a wonderful job they've done here. When they found this property, it was fair to say in an earthquake-damaged state, but they had the vision, and they've restored this home and carried out the most remarkable renovation with attention to detail, and I can tell you with a lot of love. And that's felt throughout this home. It's got a great configuration, bedrooms up and down. That too underpins your value. That kitchen, dining, living space, really that's the heart of the home for me. I'm sure it'll be host to many an occasion with boisterous birthdays with kids from 1 through to 21. I can see it all happening here. Outside, a real highlight for me. It's a beautiful garden setting, super private. It may play host to a wedding. I probably should say subject to Christchurch City Council consent if you're going to host a wedding. But really just the most tranquil spot. So whether it's a coffee or alfresco lunch or dinner, I just think you're in the zone right here. Super sunny throughout. excellent storage. Hey, it was extended by a previous owner upwards in around 2004. That's done wonders in terms of storage, workshop space, garaging, and by all accounts, lovely neighbours. I could go on, but Ollie, let's get underway and identify the new owner at 51A Bowenvale Avenue. Bidders and buyers, I'm in your hands. I look for an opening bid or offer. Where do we say go? Or would you like a suggestion from me? Well, surely there's a bid at 800,000. That should be nice and easy at 800,000. If you don't, bidders and buyers, I will. On behalf of my owners at 800,000, now's the chance. All right, then at 800,000, a vendor bid. On behalf of my owner, the bid's with me at 800,000. I look for 50 on the rise. Or take me straight to 900. The choice is yours. First call at 850. Second call at 800, I should say. Getting ahead of myself. Third and final call at 800,000. Is there 50 on the rise? Auction is the best place, the best time to buy, ladies and gentlemen, at 800,000. I'll advance the bidding again on behalf of my owners to $850,000. Doesn't pay to be coy every time in the auction room, ladies and gentlemen. Who goes to 900,000, 850 with me? Once, twice, 900. Hey, nice to meet you. Late to the party, but pleasure to have you. At $900,000, my lamp lighter, nice to have you. Best of luck with your bidding today. Who goes to 950 now? I have 900. Once called at $900,000. Second call, I think you can call Bowenvale a cul-de-sac. You can, technically, I suppose. What a quiet street. Nice on Bowenvale at 900,000. Third and final call at 900. Any better bid? Any better offer? Well, I'm going to advance the bidding again on 950. Jan Louise, my licensed colleague, at 950,000 with the buyer on the phone. At 950, can I say $1 million? Should be easy. At these levels, at 950, I have back of the room. First chance. I wouldn't take 25. Maybe after we get to the $1 million. RV, far higher than this. Got to be higher than this. Would you take me to $1 million? I promise you I'll consider a smaller increment next time. Would you call it $1 million for me, for a beautiful home? Just give me a nod, a wink, a sign. At 950,000, Jan, any advance from your buyer? Not selling at these levels? At 950, I think I counted 3 times. I'll do it again. First time at 950. And at $1 million. Was that $1 million? You are indeed, but would you improve your own position? All right, look, let's save you all time, ma'am. If you don't mind, I'll take your 25 now. You drive a hard bargain at $9.75. She's tougher than a $2 steak. At $9.75 I have. Ball's in your court, Jan, now at $9.75 I have. Once called, $1 million. She's cool as a cucumber. I'll take 25 now if you like. At $1 million I have. New interest is welcome. First call at $1 million. Second call at $1 million. Third and final, the people watching this in Auckland think we're bidding on a garden shed at these levels. That's third and final call at $1 million. Would you call it 25? Just 10, all right, I've learnt not to fight with you, ma'am. At $1,010,000 I have. At $1,010,000 I have, you are in front. At $1,010,000, who takes me now? $1,020,000, another 10 there. At $1,020,000 I have first call. Second call at $1,020,000. Third and final call, $1,030,000 now. Ma'am, I would not take 5,000. I am paid to defend my vendor's position in these early stages. Would you call it 10, even if it's a last lunge? At $1,020,000, I'm not selling to you at $1,030,000, but it could put you in a position to have a conversation. At $1,030,000 I have. Bids now against you, Jan. At $1,030,000, going once. Twice the money now, $1,030,000. $1,040,000. $1,040,000 the bid. Good property person here. What are we doing? At $1,040,000 I have. First time at $1,040,000, ma'am. $1,050,000, can I say? Easier to work out the deposit if we do round numbers. Second call at $1,040,000. I'm hearing 10. 10. Much appreciated. $1,050,000 now. Slow and steady wins the race. Big decisions made in the auction room. at $1,050,000 now. $1,065,000. Now there's an interesting bid. Looks to put a bit of distance. It's a good strategy, but she's a professional. Could be the last dollar. One way to find out. At $1,065,000 I have. On the first call. Second call at $1,065,000. Beautiful microclimate, sheltered position. From your garden, you can see the rolling hills. It's beautiful. At $1,065,000. Where do you find the next one? Third and final call. Doesn't have to be 15. Would you call it 10? And 75. And 75 the bid. $1,085,000. They've changed. They've come down a gear, 10,000 on the rise at $1,085,000. Might pay to get to 1.1 before they do. Often that's the number on the letter from the bank. Wouldn't be surprised if the bank sees value at a higher level here, though, at this address, this size of home. Over 1,000 squares at $1,085,000. What's the response? She's come with her bodyguards today. I hope they've got good advice. Looks like a wise man. 9.5. I do like that. Clever bid at $1,095,000. Jan Louise bids against you at $1,095,000. Give you 3 chances, first call. Another 10. Another 10 the call at 1105. If we take too long, I'm going to run out of things to say. Very hard thing to do with the home like this. Absolute sun trap in all living areas at $1,105,000. Grant me another 10. I'll take 5 if you like. First call at $1,105,000. Bids with Jan. Second, third, and man, my job is to mitigate your regret. At these levels, I don't want you calling me in 6 months and saying I should have done it. Would you give me 5,000? Go on. What do you reckon? Could make all the difference. Or we pause and have a conversation here. All right, auction is open. If there is any change, please let us know. We'll have a chat with your buyer, Jan. Any better bid or offer? All right, we're going to go and take a quick moment. We'll be back soon. Auction's open. Update you soon.
Atamarie, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I take you now to our next property in the lineup. That is 59 Reserve Terrace in Littleton, brought to the market by Ash and Spencer Sutherland Todd. Another fantastic campaign. Now, the property itself, formally described as an estate in freehold, comprised of 250 square metres, more or less, all contained and described on that record of title that Ash and Spencer have provided you in those files over the last few weeks of the campaign. Now, the settlement settlement is proposed for Thursday, the 12th of June 2025, or any other date mutually agreed in writing already with our owners. Now, I do take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 through to 26 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis here today. And that list of chattels, that remains unchanged. I do note a substantial list of chattels. I will just note that we have a couple of as-is, whereas chattels, which is the washing machine, clothes dryer and burglar alarm, but what wonderful extras to be receiving. Now, this property, what a wonderful location. I don't often get to drive out to Littleton, but an absolute pleasure to pop out to this community. The words that Spencer and I discussed were marine industrial, we thought sort of fit the property. It's full of angles and shapes, and I love the copper light fittings throughout. The property itself spread across 3 levels, so much interest and excitement in the design of this home. Upstairs, of course, you've got that living area and the incredible view out across Littleton. Downstairs, you've got the 2 bedrooms, and I started noticing that almost every room here, Spencer, has its own balcony, which is a wonderful addition to the home. That main hallway, when you sort of come down and enter it down to that 2nd level, almost aligning with the main street of Littleton, sort of making you feel like you're sort of up above everybody and watching them go through their morning routines. And then downstairs, of course, that wonderful master suite. This is all located on the right side of Littleton, I'm told. This is the sun trap, get it all day, right through summer and capturing that winter sun. And of course, your Saturday mornings here will be spent at the Littleton Market. I believe the Stevenson Steps takes you right down, straight down to that main street where you can peruse all the hipsters, getting their croissants and their coffees. And I believe in the other direction, you've got a trail basically at the end of the street that take you up into the Port Hills. There is a lot to love. But the main thing that actually made me get excited when I was already impressed was that I learnt that there is a trapdoor in the garage down to the workshop beneath the garage. And the boy inside me got so excited. It is down to a workshop with an external door. So that part about it, I was like, I should have noticed it. But I just thought I wanted to barricade that door. I wanted to make a secret room. And I just wanted to ignore my life in there and set up a library. It could be whatever you want it to be. But it's a trapdoor in the garage, ladies and gentlemen. That is so exciting. But anyway, you can see how I fell in love. I'm going to start things away on a vendor bid, $680,000 on behalf of my owners to get this home and the garage and the trapdoor at $680,000. Who takes me to $700,000? $680,000 with me on a vendor bid. It's exciting levels to be talking about in Littleton. Haven't even mentioned you've got the garage itself, so you've got your own parking, but outside, not a problem to get more off-street parking for all of your guests. First time at $680,000, then second. Third call, I look for $20,000. All right, I'll move on a vendor bid then at $700,000 on behalf of my owners. Look for $725,000 as my next suggestion. Who takes me to $725,000? An exciting property, not cookie cutter whatsoever. This is unique. Once, twice, thrice called. $725,000 then with me on a vendor bid. $750,000 is my suggestion from here. I'm so surprised, Spencer. I know that there's conditional interest waiting, but I thought somebody would be smart enough to be here and be talking to us unconditionally. Once, twice, third time, $750,000, then my final vendor bid at $750,000. Clearly worth more than this. There is a lot of home for $750,000. Well, Spencer, I will pass it into your hands to deal with the next stage of the campaign, to deal with welcoming our conditional buyers. If you've got interest above $750,000, you've got 4 beds, 2 bathrooms, all in the heart of Littleton. I recommend a visit for design inspiration at the very least at $750,000. I pass it in, Spencer. Good luck to you for our next campaign and good luck to you for the owners for a swift sale. I will just point out to everybody, we do have Lynn Cawthorne up the front here. She is our property management manager, is that the title? Business development manager. What that means is she is the expert in Christchurch about the rental market. You're managing about 2,000 rentals across the city, Lynn, so she knows what's desired, what people are waiting for, what they're paying. If you've got something that needs to be rented or you're thinking about buying a rental, this is the lady to talk to about where you should be buying it. I believe we're good for a coffee and a muffin shout, Lynn, with said conversation. So at the very least, pretend that you're wanting to buy a rental and you'll have an enjoyable morning. She's lovely to talk to. We'll be back with you shortly to take you to Bishopdale.
come on up here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your patience. This is where we get free marketing, Bev, via the good people at holmwood.co.nz. It's my pleasure to introduce Bev Griffiths from our St Albans office. She's had the great pleasure of working with some very special owners, really proficient property people. They've put a lot of TLC into this home, and the outcome, the product of their work is just phenomenal. I'll tell you more about the home in just a minute, but first the contract. It is 77 Highstead Road in Bishopdale. It is a freehold title, 825 square metres more or less. That's a whopper of a section, particularly in this neighbourhood, a real point of difference, certainly a bonus, and a settlement date of Monday the 30th of June 2025. You may be working to a pre-agreed date. Now the property, it's built in an era synonymous with good construction, robust build and clever floor plans, but it's a little bigger than I think the average, Bev. I just think the configuration, the floor plan benefiting most likely from an extension in previous years has just done wonders and modernised the home. It's super ideal, I think, for modern family living. You see that indoor-outdoor flow in two areas. The kitchen has been completely modernised, installed just in the last 4 or 5 years. I just think it's a really special place, a great place to hand breakfast over the breakfast bar, send the kids out the garden, the backyard ideal for backyard cricket. There's a whole host of options there, not least a studio space. What you use that for, whether art or hobbies, look, the choice is yours, but there's so much on offer here. The brick was repointed. It's completely new exterior, so it's got that beautiful red brick appearance. You know what our parents and grandparents say, if it's red brick, you give it a tick. This really should provide so much peace of mind. Copious insulation, fully rewired throughout, and some really wonderful heating options. In this location, you're just a hop, skip and a jump to shops and doctors and parks, everything you need on offer here, and a great, I think, lucky street address here at 77. So let's get underway there, Bev, at number 77 Highstead Road in Bishopdale. Ladies and gentlemen, I look for an opening bidder offer. Who starts us away? Madam, I could possibly offer you a bit of a discount on this one if you like. At 77 Highstead Road, who starts us away? All right, then, a vendor bid at $650,000. Maybe that's a good place to start at $650,000. Bids with me, I look for $675,000, or take me straight to $700,000 at first call at $650,000. Is there 25 or more? Second call at $650,000. Third and final call at $650,000. Any better bid? Bev, I'm going to take that straight through to $700,000. On behalf of my owners, it's $700,000. A clear line in the sand as to value, bidders and buyers. 4 great bedrooms, a really lovely bathroom, fabulous front door. Oh gosh, the carpet underneath is lush and comfortable at $700,000. Once, twice, did I forget to mention that deck? It's just enormous. It's Quila. Third call, so if you're successful, you'll be having tequila on the Quila, bidders and buyers. I just think this is a really wonderful option. I've counted 3 times, Bev. I don't see any unconditional bidding here today, but I know you've got people to talk to in the wider conditional market. I do think this property deserves a higher level. I'm going to increase that vendor bid to $750,000 before we pass it back to you, Bev. Ladies and gentlemen, clearly not for sale at $750,000, but interest north of that, please make the call. I'll just remind you what's on offer here. Great garaging, a bonus studio, fabulous bedrooms throughout the home, lovely brick exterior. It's modern, it's clean, it's warm and it's dry. What more could you ask for? And the RV's in the 8s, so at these levels you should be making the call. What a great place to invest your money. Properties passed in. Give Bev a call. Back with you very soon.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to our next auction, which is 60 Glen Stray Road in that wonderful suburb of Redcliffs. Jamin Marshall from our Mayor office has been in charge of bringing this property to the market and has done an outstanding job. A very warm welcome to our owners here today. Thank you for the opportunity. To the contract I take you, the property is more formally described as a freehold parcel, 747 square metres more or less, on Certificate of Title CB30B931. Now, settlement date is set down for the 30th of June 2024, unless you're working to a pre-arranged date and the chattels remain the same as per the contract. Now, I just want to talk about those views. How good are those views? You have it all here. You've got the Alps, the city, the ocean. It's just spectacular. The sun was pouring and when I visited on Monday, every room was just basking in sun. It's got that lovely entranceway that leads you through to the kitchen and the living areas. It's light and bright, the tiled floors. I love all those doors opening out to those outdoor areas. You've got the outdoor area for the morning sun that's got views of the ocean, and then you've got that second outdoor area for all that afternoon, evening sun, perfect for that glass of wine in the evening, and entertaining guests will be a dream here. It's a really great floor plan in this home. It all seamlessly flows. It's great having that extra living room for family. You've got 4 bedrooms and that master bedroom. Well, that's a real retreat, having that walk-in wardrobe and that ensuite bathroom with those doors opening out to that balcony. Prime location here. You're close to Ferrymead, close to Sumner Beach and all amenities. It's surrounded by quality homes. Lots of nice families live here. I'm sure you'll be friends with the neighbours in no time. It's just one of those communities. Well, I think you've made a very good decision being here today, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is a property that you will feel like you're living on holiday every day. I look for your opening bid, ladies and gentlemen, at 60 Glen Stray Road in Redcliffs. Does someone want to start me away? 800,000, 800 over there. One of my colleagues bidding there on behalf of someone at 800. Who goes next? Someone want to take me through to the million perhaps? $1 million over there, down there at $1 million. Is there 1,050,000 perhaps? At $1 million over here to my left. 1,050,000 now, 1.1 can I say? 1.1 over here to my left. We've got 2 in the race at this stage. Feel free to join in. 1.1 is the bid to beat. The bid's against you. Another 50, 1,150,000. Absolutely sure. At was it another 50? No, it's just 1.1 at the moment. At 1,100,000 with you, this gentleman over here to my left. Wonderful views. Great community to be part of. At 1.1, first call. Second time. Third and final time at 1.1. Now's your opportunity, ladies, to put up your hand. Otherwise, I will pause the auction and have a conversation with this gentleman here. I'm not going to vendor bid against you, sir. You are my highest bidder. Last chance at 1.1. There is the risk that it might not come back out. Are you absolutely sure? 100%? Are you sure? There is that risk it may not come back out? All right, at 1.1, sir, you're my highest bidder. I'm not going to vendor bid against you. Let's pause the auction and we'll have a conversation outside the room. The auction is paused at 1,100,000. We'll be back with you shortly.
Kia ora and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I take you to our next property in the catalogue. That is number 13 at 468 Cashel Street in Linwood, brought to the market by Ash and Spencer Sutherland Todd. Another wonderful campaign by those gentlemen. The property itself formerly described as a stratum in freehold, and it's all contained and described on that record of title the gentlemen have provided to you throughout the campaign. Settlement is proposed for Friday the 30th of May 2025 or any other date mutually agreed in writing with our owners. And that list of chattels, that remains unchanged. I do take it that you've read and understood further terms 23 and 24 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis today. Now, to the property itself. Now, my other life is I'm a bit of a farmer and I go to a few animal shows, and when you go to them, when people compete, they're looking to win the title Best in Show. And when I came to this property, I think what you're winning here is the title Best in Block. It's 3 levels, so this apartment is at the top level and it's also at the northwest corner. So not only are you getting a balcony out north facing, you're also getting west facing windows for all of your bedrooms and bathrooms, and I think this makes this outstanding. When you're out there on the deck, of course you're getting the views of the central city, prime location inside the 4 avenues, and of course you've got Te Kaha Stadium out to your left, Spencer, a couple of blocks away. So I think whether you're living there yourself and you're just going to be wandering to sports games and concerts, or whether you're wanting to rent it out to take advantage of that, I think this location is key. You've got 2 wonderful sized bedrooms and the all-important car parks downstairs. You've got 2 of them inside a gated car park, so you know that you are going to be safe as for yourself and your guests. But anyway, that is the details. You've been there, you know. I'll get underway on behalf of my owners at 280,000 on a vendor bid. A very exciting number to start at 280,000. 20,000 from here is my suggestion at 280,000. First call. Second. Third opportunity to get into the fray at 280. I'll move on a vendor bid then at 300. Living here, your local's going to be that Beat Street Cafe down there on Barbados Street. Just going to wander down there. Wonderful French toast. I can attest to that at 300,000. First call. Second. Third time. Well, you hesitate, I don't, at 320 then with me on a vendor bid. 340 is my suggestion. It's a great opportunity here. Once, twice, thrice called. Last vendor bid then with me at 340 on a vendor bid. Clearly worth more than this, but if you've got interest above this level, I would love you to get through this weekend. There are a few available in the block, but I can attest that this is the one that you're going to be wanting with the views, with the sunlight, with the way it's been presented by our owners. They've put in the hard yards to make this ready for you at 340,000. Spencer, I pass it in. We'll get open to the conditional market, and I believe we'll have open homes this weekend, so come along at 340,000 passed in, and we'll be back with you shortly, taking you to Tirito Street in Marshlands. Thank you so much. Kia ora, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention now for our next property, which is 143 Tirito Street in Marshlands, represented over the last month by Karina Gray and Ali Franks to my left. Wonderful team of real estate agents there. The property itself, formally described as an estate in freehold, comprised of 650 square metres, more or less, all contained and described on that record of title that Karina and Ali have made available to you over the last few weeks. A settlement that's proposed for Wednesday, the 21st of May, 2025, or any other date mutually agreed in writing. Now, that list of chattels, that remains unchanged. I take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 through to 25 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis today. Now, to the home itself, now I think when you are looking to find the right home, I think the same rules apply as when you're looking for a good man. And I think the place to start is looking for a tall stud. Yes, there we go. Kyle agrees with me. Now, this home really delivers on that to begin with. You've got that 2.7 stud ceiling and those extra high doorways, which welcomes you in no matter your size. This home has been beautifully presented. I love the layout. Walking in, you've got the living area off to the right with a bit of separation through from the dining room from the other family zone. So you actually can have the kids in one area, adults in another, and actually have that space. The kitchen, it's white, it's sleek, it's designer. And that scullery just won my heart, but I can just hide all of the dishes there. I can just act like I Uber Eats the meal, present it, and nobody has to see all the carnage back in the scullery. The laundry, once again, I know that these are silly, small things, but these are where I spend so much of my week. The laundry's so big, it's laid out, so it's all ready to go. You're not going to have a worry spending time in there while you're sorting your family out for the week. The bedrooms are well sized. The home is well laid out around that deck to capture the sun. And I noticed out in the garden, they've beautifully divided that garden. It's beautifully landscaped, but that divide to me was a genius move, giving you space to entertain and another space, whether that's to grow veggies, a utility area, you've got the garden shed, whether you want to hide the tramp in there, but you can just tuck it away out of sight, out of mind. There is a lot going on here. New carpet, as I said, so well presented. But let's get things underway. Who would like to make an opening bid or offer to make Tirito Street their new home? Giving you time to consider. Happy to suggest a level if needed. Well, look, I'll get things underway then at 900,000. Nice simple place to start. I'm going to suggest 25,000 from here. Welcome in, team. Good luck to you today at 925. I could see you there. You'd fit in this styly part of town at 925,000. 950, my suggestion from here. $925,000. Once, twice, third time. Team, it might just be us, but I'm going to move on a vendor bid on behalf of my owners at 950. 975 is my suggestion. Is that on the nod? Absolutely at 975. Should have asked for more. You were ready to go. At 975. First call, 25,000 from here is my suggestion. Second, third call at 975. Team, would you take me to $1 million and we have a conversation? At $1 million with you, excellent. If I see no further bidding, we're going to pause with these lovely people and see if we can get them a home today at $1 million. Once, twice, thrice called. The auction is open and live, but I am going to pause and we're going to have a conversation, team. Thank you so much, and we'll be back with you shortly, taking you to St Albans.
Shiny lights and purple sky, everything's so bright. 기다려왔어 지금이야. Turn off your phone and off your mind. Look at you so bright. 멈출 수 없어 지금이야. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Come on up, enjoy your ride. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Just be ready to enjoy your night. Oh, baby, it's right now. You don't wanna waste this time. 어디든지 가줄게. Yeah, I'm on a road, can't stop. 이루어질 거야. 펼쳐봐 left and right. You know you feel so right. 다른 시선 따윈 don't care. 너 기타 잘하 소리쳐. You know you feel so right. 이제부터가 시작이야. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Come on up, enjoy your ride. Oh, I'll take you to the moon. Just be ready to enjoy your night. Oh, baby, it's right now. You don't wanna waste this time. 어디든지 가줄게. Yeah, I'm on a road, can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon. Na 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 na. I'm on a road, can't stop. 이루어질 거야. I'll take you to the moon.
All right, bidders and buyers, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for your patience and waiting. We go now to number 71 Ranfurly Street in St Albans. It's brought to the market by a dynamic duo, Zanny Paulson, Paul Nichols, and the team from Fendleton Harcourts. And I know you've enjoyed working with our owners. And not the first time we've worked with these people, really good, fastidious sellers, fastidious owners in terms of their investment. That much was clear when I visited the property. First, the contract describes a freehold title, 600. It is on, just checking, 639 square metres more or less. Your settlement day, the 30th of May, 2025. Hey, you might be working to a pre-arranged date. Now, Zanny, in these uncertain times, one thing we know is true is that property is a great place to invest your money. Interest rates are heading in one direction, and your money, I think, is far better invested in a property like this. Some would call it a cash cow. I'd call it a golden goose in this location. Equidistant, Merivale Mall and the Edgware shops. Really wonderful. 4 separate units, very spacious single bedrooms, lovely outlook, great parking, 4 off-street car parks and 4 secure garages as well. That's a real point of difference when you look at a property such as this. It's been a wonderful rental option or investment for our sellers, currently returning $81,640 gross per annum. Bidders and buyers, you could quit your job and then just enjoy the rental income at those levels. By all accounts, lovely tenants. I know it will be popular for you in future when you need to put a new tenant in there. You'll have no problem at all, such as the quality of this location. So let's get underway, Zanny, here at number 71 Ranfurly Street, 4 for 1. Let's see who starts the bidding and looks to take ownership of a phenomenal block of properties. Block the construction as well, permanent material, peace of mind. We've got double glazing, upgraded installation just in the last year. Should be easy bidding. The question is, where do we start? 1.2. Where was that? Hey, nice to meet you at 1.2. At the back of the room, but in front of the bidding at $1.2 million. Off we go. At 1.2, is there 50,000 on the rise? Don't let me limit you. At 1.2, I have first call. Second call at 1.2. Third and final call. And 250. $1.25 million now. 1.3, fairly bid and offered, locked and loaded. Thankton Bank, can I say 50 again for you, sir? At 1.3 I have. First chance at $1,300,000. Second call, got to be careful. I thought you were bidding there, man. Third and final call at 1.3. Would you say 50 for me, sir? And 50 on the rise. And 1.4. Good bid, quick bid. Could be the last bid, folks. We've got to test that. At 1.4 I have. Where to from here? What's the response? 1.4. 4. Did you say 05? You wouldn't call it 20. Give me 4 for each of the units. What do you reckon? At 405, have you got a better bid for me, sir? No disrespect there, madam. Would you call it 10? I insist. At $1,400,000, would you give me 10, sir? I don't mean to be mean. Looks like I've got no other options. We'll take your 5, ma'am, at $1,405,000. Taking advice there in the corner there at 1,405, you're in pole position. My lamplighter, what do you say? Would you call it 410? 410, offer you the same courtesy, and we're moving in 5s. Ma'ams, you've started a trend. Can I depend on the trend? At $1,410,000, back of the room against you. And against you, sir, what say you? Folks, you could sell it to the other person tomorrow if you change your mind. The market's here. Put some distance between yourselves and them. At $1,410,000, first call. She says, hurry up, Kyle. Second call at $410,000. Third and final call at $415,000. 20. $420,000 the bid. Your facial expressions are very hard to read, sir. At $1,420,000. Not sure if you're excited or disgruntled, sir. Would you give me $5,000? Best 5 you've ever spent, I would suggest. At $1,420,000 and $425,000 and $450,000. Now that's an astute move. Good strong bid there at $1,450,000. And are we bidding? 10 at $460,000. At $460,000, the call straight to 1.5. Straight to 1.5 with authority. At $1.5 million, ma'am, there is the market. Take comfort. Bid again at 1.5, sir. Bids against you. At 1,500,000. One of the tidiest blocks I have ever seen. Seriously, I've lived in some of these. They're not always this nice. At 1.5. Once called at 1,500,000, 10 and 510. Don't put the money in the bank. In the Royal Bank of Ranfurly today at 5. Was it 20 on top? All right, at 520. At 520. At 520, the call, first chance. Is that gentleman going to whisper, pay more? At 520, second chance. Third and final call. Is that the calculator, sir? I promise you it works out. All right, I'll give you some time at 520. Got to pay due respect to this good lady here at 520. Quick conversation. I've counted 3 times and 5. Oh, I'll give you 5, not give me 5. Gotcha, 525. Do beg your pardon, sir. At 1,525. Change of pace there, perhaps, ma'am. That could be encouraging for you. Look to shake them off. Can I say 1,530? I'll take 2,500. I'll take 2.5. Chiropractically damaging. Not yet. 1,525. So would you improve your own position? Give me another 5. All right, at $1,525,000. Last chance. Any new interest? First call, second, third and final call at 152 and 5. Any better bid? All right, I need to take a quick pause and have a conversation with my vendor. Sir, stick around. Underbidders, please do stick around. Anything could happen. Back with you very soon. Auction is open.
thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. I take you now back to 60 Glenstray Road in Redcliffs. We left the lectern on a live bid of $1,100,000. We've been having some conversations and some negotiations with the highest bidder. Those negotiations are still underway, so I am going to pass the property in at this stage at $1,400,000. So at 1.4, anyone above that level, give us a call. We are still in negotiations, so if you are interested, please let us know. So the property is passed in at 1.4. And we'll be back with you shortly. Thank you.
Kia ora and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If I could grab your attention again, please, we move to our last property of the day. That is number 4 at 140 Waimairi Road in Ilam, represented to the market by Limo Song. Good luck to you, Limo. Good luck to our owners here this morning. Now, the property itself, formally described as an estate in cross lease, all contained and described on that record of title that Limo has provided you over the last few weeks. Now, settlement is proposed for the 21st of May, 2025, or any other date mutually agreed in writing already with our owners. Now, that list of chattels that remains unchanged. I do note that there is one light in the kitchen that is in an as-is, whereas condition when it's passed to you. And I take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 through to 25 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis here today. Now, when you're looking at a property like this, the advice I've always been given is that you want the front or the rear unit, because you just get all those little extras. And of course, this one here is the rear unit, and it absolutely delivers all of those extras. You've got the car park as well as the carport. Then you've got the sizable backyard. I noticed there was a garden shed out there, Limo. A lot of space for yourself, your dog, your kids to play. I know that there's a lot of excitement today, but I would like all excitement directed at this property. Thank you. It is a good one. There's an impressive list of things going on here. I was delighted to find double glazing and insulation, but then the list of new things: new oven, new range hood, new dishwasher, new carpet, all of these things done for you so you don't have to worry about them for years to come. And of course, it's in the location of Ilam. You have got university a block away. I believe there's a pathway off your driveway that gets you within minutes to university. You've got the airport in one direction, you've got Jelly Park a couple of blocks over, Bush in Westfield, everything that you could need, whether you want to live there or whether you want to make this a rental. All of those are options. I look for an opening bid or offer to make this yours. Who would like to call this home or perhaps add it to their portfolio? Look for an opening bid or offer. Who wants to get us underway? If I need to titillate you again with that list of new things that you're getting with the property. Opening bid or offer. I'm happy to get things underway then. I'll start on a vendor bid of $390,000. $390,000 with me. My suggestion from here is $20,000. I look for 410. At 390,000, this is exciting numbers to be talking. 400, respectfully looking for 410. Do you get me to 410? Working with Fong Wong there, giving good advice, I'm sure. 410, thank you so much. Not a level that we're going to sell, but let's get into the fray at 410. Good luck to you today, team. You've got good taste, good instincts for good property. At 410,000, another 20 is what I look for. I look for 430. First call at 410. Second, third time. Look, I'm going to move at 430 on a vendor bid on behalf of my owner. 450 is my suggestion from here. 430 with me. Once called at 430,000. 35, respectfully looking for 50. Bit of a difference there at 450. 430 with me at the moment. Once called, twice, third time, Well, look, team, I can't sell it to you at 435, but I'll take the bid at 435. Fong's playing hard to get there at 435. Very good. If I see no further bidding, we're going to pause, have a conversation, see if we can make this yours. Once, twice, third opportunity. Right, the auction is open and live, but it is now paused. Let's find a room, team, and see if we can get you a home today. If I could have your attention, please. Thank you so much. I take you back now in the order back to 143 Torito Street in Marshlands, represented by Karina Gray and Ellie Franks. We paused some time ago on a live bid of $1 million. There has been some robust conversations to make this change hands, and I believe there has been an increase in the bid to $1,122,000. Absolutely, thank you on the nod. And I look to our owners that at $1,122,000 we're on the market and we're selling. Amazing. So we're on the market, ladies and gentlemen. I will sell away here unless I see another bid for $1,000. First call at $1,122,000. Second call. Third, final opportunity for 143 Torito Street. It's going. It's going. Sold. Congratulations to our new owners calling Marshlands home. Congratulations to our previous owners. Good luck with the next adventure. Thank you so much.
All right, brothers and buyers, we go back now to Cashmere. It is number 51A Bowenvale Avenue, superb school zoning, wonderful substantial home on a very tranquil parcel with rolling gardens. It's just a beautiful spot. We left the room on a live bid at $1,105,000. Some good discussion outside of the room with one party, an indication of a higher level from another. The vendor has opted to engage with that party, and we return to the podium at $1,155,000 with the view to purchasing the property. Our vendors have said, look, at that level, we'll make a concession and we sell away if there's no better bid at $1,155,000. 1,000 puts you in front. Last chance, bidders and buyers. 1160. Well, there you have it, at $1,160,000. At $1,160,000. You are perfectly entitled to put another 1,000 on if you'd like. At $1,160,000, I sell away. If there's no better bid or offer, last hurrah, no last lunge. At $1,160,000, first call, second call, third and final call. At 1160, property goes. Would you give me $500? It is going. It is gone and sold. Commiserations to my underbidders. Please stick with Ollie. He will find you something, all right? Thanks very much for being here. And Jan Louise, congratulations to your purchaser to our owners. Thanks very much for the opportunity. All the best with your next chapter. All right, bidders and buyers, thanks very much for patiently waiting. Welcome, if you are just joining us, to the Holmwood auction room. I turn your attention back to 71 Ranfurly Street in St Albans. This is a phenomenal block of property, a wonderful investment, I would suggest, in this location, always sought after. We left the room on a live bid at $1,525,000. Shah, you're a wonderful block to my view at the moment. Very lovely dress, but I need you to shift just a moment so I can see my purchasers. Can I just confirm you've graciously agreed to increase that bid to 1,585 with a view to purchasing the property? Would you like to advance that at all? I thought you might say that. Well, we're on the market. My owners say we'll make a reduction in our reserve in order to put it on the market and sell to these good people. If there's no better bid or offer, I sell away at $1,585,000. First call, second call, third and final call at 1,585. Property goes. Any bid here? Any bid here? It's going. It is. Congratulations. Gone and sold. Hey, that's a wonderful investment there. Thanks to our owners for the opportunity. Great job on presentation. And does that conclude our day here at the Holmwood auction room? I think it does. One to go. I do beg your pardon. Stick around, folks. And back with you soon.
Kia ora, good morning everyone. If I could have your attention again, thank you so much for your patience. I take you back now to number 4, 140 Waimairi Road in Ilam. We paused some time ago on a live bid of $435,000. We've had some robust conversations. There's been an increase in that bid to $450,000. Not quite at a level that works for all parties though. So at $450,000, I look for any further interest, even for $1,000 to have a conversation at 450. First call at 450,000. Second, third, final call. Well, Lima, I'm surprised, but I'm going to pass back into your hands for the next stage of the campaign, and we're ready to kick into gear, so I'm going to announce an asking price of $489,000. I think that's a superb representation of value. I would be getting in there and having a look this weekend. We've got open homes ready to go, Limo. You can enjoy taking the size of that backyard, that extra carport and car park, that walkway straight over to Canterbury Uni. I think this will be a great home, certainly a great rental opportunity. So the property is passed in and now priced at $489,000. Thank you so much for joining us this week for our auctions at Holmwood, and we will be back with you next Wednesday with another 4 properties for your opportunity to become a homeowner in Canterbury. Have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you for joining us.